So, I had a random thought today. I've been using AI for my job, mostly Gemini, for almost a year now. It saves me an insane amount of time, cutting down hours of brutal data scrolling into just a few seconds. But I've never actually stopped to figure out which free AI is actually the smartest. I'm putting the free versions of ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini head to head. I'm giving them all the exact same prompt, and I'm testing them on a 3,000 row dataset that looks exactly like a messy weekly report I usually have to clean up. I'm going to see which one is the fastest, which one is the most accurate, and which one gets stripped up by the hidden traps I manually added to the file. But here's the test. I'm not going to tell them what I'm looking for. Usually, when I look at this data, my goal is to find the specific problem store that are taking way too long to deliver items and driving up costs. I want to see if any of these free models can figure that out entirely on their own without me dropping a single hint. To wrap up the test, I'm also telling them to code a clean working HTML dashboard summarizing everything they found. So I will start with Gemini, since this is the main model I use. And I won't use the Pro version, which I have another account for. I will use the Flash version for the 3.5, which is the newest one. The prompt we will be using is this. Analyze the attached file based purely on the raw data. Deduce the business context and identify the primary problem this dataset is tracking. Perform a full audit of the data and report your findings. Output your final analysis as a complete functional HTML dashboard. Do not use code placeholders. So let me just copy this prompt into Gemini. And let me get my data set. So as I said, I'm going to check the speed and how accurate the output is. Okay, so this is the first test with Gemini, and it gave me back an error. Sorry, something went wrong. Please try your request again. And I will do that. I will just refresh it for now. Redo. Okay. Let's start again. I will paste the prompt. I will get the data set. And I will submit. It's still not reading the data. I will give them a third try and open a new chat. Let's see. So as we can see here, he's doing a Python script. I seem to be encountering an error. Can I try something else for you? Weirdly enough, this is the first time this happens to me with Gemini. Usually when I give him a much larger data set, I'm not talking about 3,000 rows, I'm talking about tens of thousands of rows, this doesn't happen. So I'm not sure it's because it's a limited model that I'm using Flash, or because it's just encountering an issue. But I'll get back to Gemini. Let's test ChatGPT, which is the first model that started the craze of AI and everyone was going bonkers about it. So, again, same script. Let's get the data set. And let's see the outcome. Okay, so after I think a minute and a half, I'm not sure I'm gonna time it, ChatGPT gave me the results. I analyzed the data set and generated the requested HTML dashboard, which we will see in a second. Okay, let me just... The dataset appears on a represent retail e-commerce order fulfillment operation, which is true. The primary business objective appears to be monitoring delivery performance and operational efficiency across stores and ordering channels, which is also true. Major audit findings: 3,000 total orders, 152 missing delivery times, 149 missing order types, 143 negative delivery times, invalid business records, 171 delivery times above 90 minutes. No duplicate order IDs. Distance values are stored inconsistently. Order type values are not standardized. What is the most important observation that ChatGPT found? Customer distance shows almost no relationship with the delivery time. In the raw data set, which strongly suggests either the data is intentionally corrupted mock data or significant data quality issues exist in the operational pipeline. So he was it's smart enough to kind of know that this might be mock data or it's corrupted, which is true, which is what we wanted to see. Now to judge the HTML file. Okay. So same thing they gave us. 3,000 orders, 203 stores. Average distance is 14 kilometers. Average delivery time is 43 minutes. So it did a proper breakdown, but what I wanted it to try to figure out is the correlation of which stores is doing the most orders versus which store is doing the most amount of damage. Which I'm pretty sure if I typed another prompt right now, it will fix itself right away and give me the correct answers. But that will defeat the test we're doing right now. So I'm going to head to Claude AI and I'm going to see what Claude gives us. Will it be better than ChatGPT or will it just stop like Gemini, which we will get back to later. So again, same prompt, same data set. I have it at Sonnet, low efficiency, low effort, which is the default. So it can be at the same level as free ChatGPT and free Gemini. And let's test it out. Okay. So Claude definitely took more time. I think it took 4 minutes to give me the HTML, which is on the right, and to do its full audit. Let's see the text first. So what the data set is tracking, this is a retail delivery operations log, 3,000 orders across a network of 40 grocery and convenience brands. Each record captures the store, how far from the client it was, how long delivery it took, and what channel was used. The intended analysis clearly delivery performance benchmarking, but the data quality currently makes that unreliable. Okay, so Claude until now got the closest to what we need, which is we want to know which store is affecting the operations, basically. Auditing findings, 8 distinct issue types, invalid format. So they found out the hidden, because basically my order IDs, I have them as a dash, but some order IDs, I have them without anything. I have this. So I just spread random things around the sheet to try to throw it off, basically. But they all found it until now, at least ChatGPT and Claude. Typos in the store name, missing delivery times, mixed unit fixes, so 5.7 miles and then kilometers. So I also did that. No duplicate order IDs. The primary key is clean. So now to go over the HTML file. Delivery operations data audit. Business context. This data set tracks retail delivery orders across a network of 40 branded grocery stores and convenience stores. Total records 3,000, correct. Invalid order IDs 306. So it got the idea that order IDs should have a mark between them. So it's 5 digits mark, then 5 digits. So we have 40 canonical brands, unusable delivery times 295, mixed distance units 110, missing order types, etc. So it's Claude is much more detailed than ChatGPT. So let's go back to ChatGPT's dashboard. So as we can see, ChatGPT is just text. They gave us some data sets, some findings, but it didn't go into details, which is what I'm seeing here. Delivery time distribution by minutes. valid records only. So we have 0 to 9 minutes, 107 orders, 10 to 19 minutes, 355 orders. So usually when I do the data, I don't look at this, how many orders are within this time frame. But it thinking this far ahead is actually a very major plus to its side as Claude. Top 10 stores by order volume. So we have Sunshine Mart, 43 delivery, 216 orders. We have Supermart, 45 minutes. We can see it right here. So order count and delivery time. And this is the full audit that they gave us. And they gave us recommended remediation steps. Okay, so until now, Claude is the most viable option to use for data sets like these. But Gemini still didn't do his work. So I'm gonna refresh the page. I'm gonna sign out, sign in. I'm gonna try a couple of stuff until Gemini gives me an answer. And when it does, we're gonna continue with it. Okay. So I tried Flash model again. It didn't work. I opened a new chat and it also didn't work. So I was like, let me test Flashlight, which is the first time I hear about it anyway. And it came back very fast. Like it did it in 2 seconds, I think. So I'm pretty sure we will have some issues in the HTML file or like how it deduced its findings. But let's see. So the business context and problem identification. The dataset tracks delivery performance metrics, likely for a retail or grocery delivery aggregator platform. The primary objective appears to be monitoring the relationship between delivery distance and time to evaluate operational efficiency across different store branches and order channels. Until now, amazing. It got what we want. Core issues identified. Data quality integrity. The dataset suffers from severe data cleanliness issues, primarily in text fields. It found the issues. Operational visibility. The inconsistencies in naming conventions, City Mart versus City Mart versus City Light Grocery, prevents accurate reporting on individual stores. Metric unification. The lack of standardized units in distance tracking hinders the ability to calculate true correlation between distance and delivery time. These are the audit findings. Store name inconsistency, unit heterogeneity, okay, missing values, and data formatting. Now for the analysis dashboard. The following HTML dashboard provides a consolidated view of the clean data set. So let's see. Gemini code. Okay. So visually, it's like ChatGPT basically. They didn't do anything different. Let's see. Executive summary. Total records processed, 3,000. Average delivery time, 30 to 40 minutes. This is important. Data status cleaned and normalized. So basically, Gemini removed every data mine I had set up. Performance by store. City Mart, 33, 12, and 210 order count. So it did do it in a way that you can see the average distance for these stores and the average delivery time and the order count. So basically, the higher the amount of orders that might cause delivery issues or more distance per kilometer. But that's it. That's everything that gave me. And it also gave me some audit notes. Other than that, nothing, zero. So I'm going to put the three dashboards next to each other, just so we can see the difference between Claude, Gemini, and ChatGPT. So this is Claude. This is the Gemini set. And last but not least, this is dataset. Perfect. So putting them all near each other, of course, Claude, like UX UI wise, took the win. Context wise, also took the win, even though Gemini came close. And I think if the Flash was working, it might have got the same level as Claude AI. But out of the three, I think ChatGPT performed the worst. It missed the dot. It didn't give me a data set. It didn't give me a consolidated data of what I want, of what I might need from this data, like Gemini and Claude AI did. Now, as a final thing, I want to see what they deduced. So, how did Claude deduce that this data audit is for delivery issues? Same for Gemini, and same for ChatGPT. So I'm gonna write the prompt. I'm gonna send it to all three at the same time, so we can see the results. Okay, so the general test is done. What I'm looking for, I found. Free models, if you're using the free model, nothing extra, Claude wins. It takes the cake. Nothing comes closer. Gemini, we faced issues with the flash. It's not processing data for whatever reason, unless I put flashlight. ChatGPT missed the point. It found the data mines, but it missed what I'm looking for in the data set. So now, with this prompt, a very short prompt I came up with, I want to see how they deduced those findings, what they looked for and what they wanted to see, and how they gave it to me. So I'm going to start with the winner, with Claude. In a short text, tell me how you came up with these findings. The CSV had 3,000 rows and 5 columns, so I loaded it into fully into Pandas and ran a systematic pass over each field. For order ID, I applied the regex check against the expected order code basically pattern. Anything that didn't match was flagged. For store name, I counted unique values raw, case sensitive, then again after lower casing and collapsing whitespace, which revealed 203 surface variants encoding 40 actual brands for distance to client. The near zero distance delivery correlation came from running defcore on the two numeric columns. After cleaning it, serves as a single summary signal that the issues aren't cosmetic, they're distorting the dataset's analytical usefulness. Claude didn't understand my question, which is expected. It was a very short sentence. I'll go to the second place and let's see if Gemini will understand what I'm asking them. To arrive to these findings, process the broken mock data file using Python. Okay. I then implemented custom cleaning functions to normalize store name. Sure. By converting mixed units, miles, unlabeled values to uniform kilometer format, finally I aggregated the data to calculate performance averages, allowing me to deduce the underlying operational focus of the dataset while filtering out missing records to ensure the dashboard reflects reliable, clean metrics. So I think Gemini in this test came the closest to what I'm asking it for. Sure, it yapped a lot in the beginning, but it gave me the finally like what it did to reach the analysis basically. And now for ChatGPT. Okay, I derived the findings by performing a basic data audit on the raw dataset itself without using any external business assumptions. Cool. Inspected the column names and values, calculated data quality metrics, reviewed data consistency, compared key operational variables, translated the observed issues into business implications, such as reporting inaccuracies, KPI distortion, and the need for data standardization and validation rules. In short, the findings came from profiling the dataset, checking for completeness, validity, consistency, uniqueness, and basic relationships between the operational variables. I think ChatGPT's answer is also good. It explained how it deduced what it gave us, but still, it doesn't forgive that it basically gave us, it just audited the file. It gave us some things, basically the average, but it didn't do like Gemini and Claude and dive deeper into each store, what's the delivery time for them, and etc. So more testing is needed in the work stuff, but I think for now, free version Claude takes the win, then Gemini, then GPT. Paid version, I'll stay loyal to Gemini because I use Gemini Pro for my paid version, and I think it works flawlessly and very good. But I'll keep testing them. I'll see how can I break the AI in a later video, and what's their limit with the free plan basically. By limit, not meaning like credits and when they will stop answering me. No, But when will they tell us you'll have to upgrade to another plan to finalize the data? And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.